We're here in Castleton to find out more about the region's rich history.
And how tourism from famous hikes like Winnett's Pass and Mam Tor affect both locals and businesses.
Castleton is just 20 miles from Manchester and 60 miles from Sheffield. It resides within the Peak District National Park.
And it's home to the likes of Pebbrell Castle and the Garland Day celebration. We'll be meeting with different people on our journey through Castleton, including hikers, locals and historians.
Before we ourselves hike across Cave Dale.
Let's split up and see what there is to find out. In the heart of this town, Bay Tree Tea Room offers more than just a place to have some tea. I'm going to speak with Tony, who runs the cafe, and speak more about what brings people into Castleton.
It starts off with the weather forecast.
Right.
If the weather forecast is quite often wrong for Castleton.
Yes.
I don't know whether it's something to do with being around Mam Tor or what, but you can have a weather forecast of rain, and there's no rain all day, sun's out, and visitors don't come.
Yes.
It tends to be the visitors, we call them local people really, Sheffield and Manchester. They descend on us every weekend, which is fine, we love that. You know, but if the weather forecast is bad in the morning, they don't come out. You're relying then on the people who are here on the campsites, caravan sites, and you know, the bed and breakfasts. January, February has been really bad this year, and it's been really low. You know, weekends you tend to get people coming out still, but not in the numbers.
Yeah.
They come out in spring, summer. In November till December, Castleton's got an amazing Christmas lights display. Every shop has a Christmas tree outside which is lit up, and it goes all around the village. So you still get a sort of different sort of crowd coming for the Christmas lights, staying over in winter time. I always describe Castleton as being like Centre Parks without the dome. And you've got you've got the 4 caves to start with to visit, you've got the castle, and then you've got all the beautiful scenery to go and walk round, run round, cycle round, whatever you want to do. All the paragliders go off of Mam Tor.
Yeah,
you know, it's a wonderful place, and I think what we're here for is to provide somewhere for those people that have come for the other things.
I'm in the marketplace today and I'll be chatting to hikers passing by about what brings them here today. So Gabe, has this weather stopped you from going outside hiking?
It's definitely colder, especially from what I'm used to back in Australia, but I don't think it has. I think it kind of adds to the vibe of the area.
Yeah?
I mean, we're trying to see as much of the peaks as we can. We've been to a few places like Bedford Edge.
Yeah.
And we thought this was a cute little town. Yeah, the cafes and the bakeries and things like that.
Have you seen an impact of hiking on yourself, whether it be your mental health or so on?
Definitely. I mean, it's just, I think there's no secret that it's like really good just to get outdoors and do things, and it's just like, you just feel, I always find that I feel much better after hiking.
And how have you found hiking generally within the peaks?
It's been lovely, honestly. It's such a stunning area, like very close to Sheffield, which is where I'm studying. So it's easy to get to, like we bought the bus here today. And there's just so much to do, like so many different hikes to do.
One of the things that fascinated me when I first came out to Castleton was the amount of fossils in the stones. Lots of leaves and fish and various small animals which can be picked up anywhere, which obviously is evidence that it was under sea for millions of years.
The terrain around Castleton is particularly unique. Can you tell me about the origins of Cave Dale?
Well, Cave Dale in particular, there is allegedly 14 or 15 caves in Cave Dale, but many of them are lost and some of them have, just been blocked by falling stones. But there's at least 4 in which there's been artifacts from the Stone Age, Bronze Age, and later, including bronze axes and quite a lot of bones, including bones from animals that would have been around in the Ice Age, like mammoths, tigers, large elephants' bones like that. So there's a lot of other things found in Cavedale as well, coming down the years, like there's a Roman house or part of a Roman house on the right-hand side as you go up. And then there's been other things like Saxon coins, Roman lead pigs, with the lead they mined from the Valley, things like that.
Peveril Castle is also a key artefact which watches over Castleton. Can you tell me a bit about how that formed?
It was supposed to have been built by William Peveril, a supposed bastard son of William the Conqueror, but that's a bit of a rumour. Well, there is supposed to have been other settlements on top of the Castle Hill, going back in very early Saxon times. But it was Peveril Castle that it's mostly well known for, which was built in the end of the 1100s, allegedly by William Peveril, but there are some evidence that there may have been some sort of a very early Norman building there. And then when Peveril came, he obviously just built with wood and built a stockade, and then gradually later on it evolved into the stone castle.
I'm on my way to Antonia to chat to her about what it's truly like being a local in Castleton. So how long have you lived in Castleton?
About 3 years now.
What do you think tourists get right and what do you think they get wrong about Castleton?
Well, tourists are all different. You can't just say they're all the same.
Yeah.
So some behave brilliantly, and it's great that they come here and enjoy the countryside and spend money and help the economy. But there are a fair number who are less responsible. So there are issues with parking, lots of problems with parking. I think you might even have seen it on the news. It's been such a big thing, blocking roads and parking badly. And I think the other big thing is litter. Litter's quite bad. People surprisingly, still think it's okay to just drop, the rubbish before they go home. So that's not great.
No. And how do you feel the community reacts to that? Do you feel like they still try to include tourists, or do you feel that there's this push to leave it to be more of just a countryside oasis?
Again, I think it's mixed. I think obviously the people that have got the businesses, the cafes, the pubs, etc., are really welcoming, and I think generally there's an acceptance of if it was a sort of sustainable number of people coming here, that everybody's wants to welcome. Others are less keen. It's just kind of getting a balance really, so that it's not overwhelming the 600 people that live here.
There's something special about the friendly faces and beautiful nature in Castleton. I immediately feel at home. Let's go meet up with Ali and find out what she's learned and then hike through Cavedale. So I feel like we've learned so much about Castleton today.
You certainly have. I feel ready to hike Cavedale. Do you?
I'm ready. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
It's surreal to believe that, as Dr. Liam Clark said, history dating back to the Bronze Age is right in front of us, with artefacts like the axes being found. I feel like I need to get a photo quickly.
What I love most about this is that it's so accessible to get here.
Yeah.
You can get here via train, via bus.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
absolutely.
exactly what our society at the university is for. The Nature Society takes people to spots like this.
Yeah, and when this spot's like 20 miles from Manchester, it's just easy to get out here. Why not?
Exactly. And it improves your mental health so much.
I know, I've felt the benefits.
Of course, both of us have,
Yeah.
haven't we? And I mean, the endorphins that you get from being outside,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
exercise,
Yeah.
that's exactly what you need when having a break from studies or so on.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, I think you've got to grab a photo, haven't you?
One more.
feel like today's been a phenomenal day, hasn't it?
Honestly, I feel like I've learned so much about what Castleton has to offer.
Exactly, from the biodiversity, talking to locals, to the history. I mean,
So much.
we've seen it firsthand, haven't we?
We have out on this hike, and you know what? I'd really urge anyone to come out and experience this.
Very much so. Well, thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you soon.
On our next adventure.
Exactly.
Bye-bye.